It's Brandon with cleverbrews.com. Cheers. Well, I finally got to, I know I said before that I kegged my American Wheat Ale, but now I finally get to drink it. And I don't know if, I don't know how many of you guys have watched my brew day when I did this one, but I used a specific hop for it that I want to try to dry hop with it. And it's called Motueka, M-U-T-U-E-K-A, I believe it is, Motueka. And I did 2 ounces of dry hop, and I don't know if I should have done that because the aftertaste is very, very strong. And it's like the kind of aftertaste where if you don't like that specific hop, or if you only like a little bit of it, you don't want to go too far, and I think I went too far with it. But I mean, overall, it's a decent beer. But I don't think I would go as strong on the dry hopping, or at least with this kind of hop. Maybe a ½ ounce or an ounce of dry hop with this, but overall it's good. I don't really taste much of the wheat in it, and I mean, that could be just how I brewed it, because I used an American Ale yeast. So maybe next time I'll use more wheat grain, but also I'll use like a wheat yeast. I don't know what kind of yeast I should get. Maybe you guys in the comments can tell me what's a good a wheat yeast to use. But I'm sure I can also Google it and find out. But anyway, when I poured it, it had a nice 2-finger head retention to it, which is nice, and still continuously, keeping a good head, and you see the nice lacing on the edge. But it came out pretty good for for being a beer. It came out good. I do like it. Another thing I noticed in my kegging ventures, I know you guys heard about my issues prior, the one that I had the IPA in there. I kept getting a lot of head, and I mean like a lot, like that much would be beer and the rest all be head. It was pretty bad, and I was getting it no matter what. But I came to learn from Off Tap Brewing told me, Tiny, and a few other people told me. I think Larmos also told me, Larmos 22. But anyway, it turned out that it was just overcarbonated, and when it was a very, I have to say, very strenuous exercise trying to learn what in the world I did wrong. And the company that I purchased my kegs from, I actually sent them an email. I think it's cornykegs.com, cornykeg.com maybe, I can't remember, maybe it's beverage, whatever, it's one of those sites. But anyway, I sent them an email asking them, I told them what my issue was, and sure enough, one of the guys called, and he told me, it'd probably be easier for me to call you rather than just go back and forth on emails. So we went through the step-by-step process. He asked me all these symptoms that are occurring in the keg and what I'm getting out of it, all that stuff. And I told him word for word. And he came back saying, yep, you're overcarbonated. I told him one of the things was I was supposed to put 30 psi onto the beer for 3 days, and that's supposed to carbonate it. Well, there's a little more logic in it than that. It has to do with temperature, the psi, how long, all that kind of stuff. It all kind of tangles into one thing to make it perfectly carbonated. So anyway, long story short, I messed up. So I did for 3 days 30 psi, so it well overcarbonated it. So every time I try to get brew, and I even tried doing the the releasing of the carbonation over a span of 2 days, trying to, and it still didn't help. So finally, on the 3rd day, I said, to hell with it. I just kept shaking the thing. I kept shaking it, and pulling the valve release, getting everything out that I could. I was trying my best to at least try to make it flat, in other words, and I succeeded. I got it almost to the point of being flat, and then I left it at 12 psi per serving, and the next day it was perfect. So yeah, that was a sucky venture. I did not enjoy that because I wasted probably over a 6-pack, if not, yeah, definitely over a 6-pack of beer trying to do all that stuff. But all in all, I did learn. So what Tani told me, and I want to say Lorma 22 said something about it, but I could be wrong. I think he did. I think he commented about it. And the guy from the beverage place, all in all, it came out well. I finally learned how to do it. So this time, I went the route of what the guy told me on the beverage place, the website, and he said what he normally does is puts 30 psi for 24 hours, and then that's it. He's done. So I tried it, and when I did 30 psi, the next day, I tried it that evening on 6 o'clock, and it had probably been over a little over 24 hours, a few hours past that. But anyway, it started as being hardly any head whatsoever, but I could taste some carbonation in it. But then the next day of just sitting on it at 10 to 12 psi, for another 24 hours, now it's perfect. I love it. So thank you for that, dude, and thank you for all you other guys, Tiny and Lorma 22, and whoever else said anything in my my brew day and my rants and raves about it, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. What else? What other kind of news do I have? This Sunday I plan to do another brew day. I want to get ready, since it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to get everything perfect, in keg and whatnot. Plus I got to drink this. This Sunday I'm thinking about brewing a spring ale. I love ales. Lager, I don't think I can do that here just because I don't have a refrigerator to get it cold enough. I don't feel like buying another refrigerator to do that. I've got the kegerator, that's enough for me right now. But anyway, so for the recipe, I haven't come up with it yet, but tomorrow I'm going to get the yeast, excuse me, get the yeast starter going and all that good stuff. And I want to make another wheat, but I'm going to make it with oranges. I'm going to actually get, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 around there of oranges, and just peel them, get the juices ready, and then toss it into the mash tun along with the grains, and try to get a really cool tasting flavor. I love oranges.